All right, welcome to Naturally Aspirated. This is attempt 3 of this episode. I can't even remember what the number is, but we've recorded it 3 different times, twice prior to this. This is our 3rd time on a 3rd different date, and hopefully we don't corrupt all the recording this time. And we're joined here by Chili on the phone.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, right before you started recording, I actually have to go. So we're going to have to try number 4.
Oh, fantastic.
Just kidding.
Okay. Wait, you're kidding?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Okay, I thought you were serious for a second.
All right.
Yeah. A couple different cars we're going to be taking a look at today that have, at the time of the first recording, were new. But I guess now they're a month or 2 old. Starting off, let's just hop right into it. McLaren has released another car, as usual, as they like to do all the time. But this one is the Artura, and I really like the designing personally. I think it's got some hints of McLaren's future and McLaren's past, as well as just the subtle touches of other cars. What do you think, Jilly?
I like it. It looks pretty nice. It's pretty sleek. It does look like a little bit of mixture of like all the, I don't know, like all the other top-selling cars at that price range right now. It's kind of like a mix mash of everything, but I think they did a pretty good job of it. The only thing I really don't like on it is like right in front of the mirror. It's got those like air slots, and I think it looks like a shark.
It does.
With shark skills.
It's kind of, I don't know how to say this. They're air vents to release the pressure within the wheel well, but they are kind of at a strange area that they do look a little weird. Usually they're a little bit more forward towards.
They look like gills.
They're usually like at 12 o'clock though, and a little more flat. Where here they're more on the side of the fender and all the way back towards the door. Which they do look a little weird there and out of place, but yeah, overall I like how McLaren has gone back to these headlights, back to their kind of style of headlights that we've seen previously on cars. Reminds me, from the front, does remind me a lot more of its predecessor 570S, but it does also remind me of the 650S, 675 LT, which I think was McLaren's prime time there for the beauty of their cars. The rear initially reminded me of Elva a little bit, which is their weird roadster thing that I think looks really cool, but it does also look like the McLaren GT from the back, and which it's hard to keep up with which McLaren I'm talking about because there's 40.
There's more than that. But, yeah. No, I really like the design of the car. I really can't stand the color, this like green.
Their launch color, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be selling a lot in that color, to be honest with you. It looks gross. Unless there's a huge Shrek fan out there who's just like, I need this color, because, I mean, the mirrors do kind of look like Shrek's ears, and the color does look like Shrek, so I guess we could just call this the Shrek car.
Who doesn't want a Shrek car?
I know, right? But I really like when they put it in red and then they have like the black undertones on it. It looks mean and it looks fast, and that's what you want a car to be. You know, I do like the style of it. Do you have the specs on it? Because I do not.
Yeah, just pulling them up here. So it's I want to get this right. So it is a hybrid. I do know that for sure.
Yeah, that's all I know right now. I can't find anything.
3-liter twin-turbo V6 with a 95 PS axle flux motor. PS, now, I'm thinking of it as horsepower. Watch it mean something different in electric cars. I have no idea. And
yeah, I don't know. It says it's got 671 horsepower.
Yeah, 671 horsepower with 531 pound-foot torque or 720 newton meters. I think technically we're supposed to use newton meters in Canada, but I've never heard anyone use it. Top speed, 330 kilometers an hour, which if this is their, what do they call it, their sport sub-brand section of McLaren, that's pretty fast for not being considered one of your fast cars.
Yeah, no, that's quick. It says it's 0 to 60 in 3 seconds.
Good speed there too, as usual for McLaren. And then that's pretty high for a car that they consider not to be top end and stuff.
No.
Yeah. I do like the headlights though. I think they brought them back towards McLaren styling that is actually McLaren, like it's who they are in that styling, and it cleaned up the rear end.
They are just headlights. They are nothing else.
Yes. They are probably air vents too.
Yeah, they're
they are
like,
I'm trying to figure out
and headlights. That's all they're known for.
The rear end, I thought McLaren had gone kind of wonky recently in their rear ends. A little bit simpler, back towards, like I said, it reminds me of Elva initially, but GT as well. But it's a better looking rear end than on the 720S, is my main point.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any complaints about the back end, actually. I like it.
Yeah, overall, beautiful car. Hopefully it... first McLaren with a different engine, which is kind of weird to say. But...
I like the way they went with the interior. The interior looks really nice, too.
Yeah, it's really a classic McLaren interior. Simple, but like that...
Simple, but elegant.
Yes, that floating tablet thing just looks so cool in that center console.
Yeah.
And race car-esque still. All right, let's move on here to our next vehicle we're going to be looking at. Moving a little more into the electric vehicle range is the Audi RS e-tron GT is the one we'll be looking at.
Sorry, I have the wrong one.
Okay. Personal initial opinion, finally a good-looking electric vehicle. Looks great, undeniably. Audi, I can press right here, join the waiting list. Maybe I should get one. Probably can't afford it, but no, undeniably Audi. It's got that front grille that we...
Yeah.
I don't like how electric cars have gone away from the front grilles because they look so cool. I don't know,
sometimes I kind of like it when it just is like all one thing. It kind of looks cool that way, but sometimes like they're going way too far into taking away like what a car looks like. And
exactly. I agree.
Yeah, there's a healthy balance.
Exactly.
Find.
Which I think this car
this still looks like a regular car you would see on the road. It doesn't look like it's just an electric car, you know?
Yeah, and it's still an Audi too. They didn't go away from that. The headlights are Audi, the front grille is Audi, but it still has that futuristic flair around the front, being super aggressive, and it's just overall a beautiful car. I love the rear wheels, the wheels in general. I don't know why that's an electric car thing. Porsche kind of has the same thing, where they kind of fill in the wheels, but I think it looks sweet. It does look really cool on electric cars.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
Very interestingly placed right at the Porsche Taycan, though. Like, they're almost the same car.
Yeah, but isn't it a little bit cheaper, this guy?
I don't know. It says join the waiting list for $0.00 Canadian.
Oh,
so it's free.
Audi's website. And it's saying the 2022 one is starting at $129,900.
All right. It's a little bit.
That's where it starts. That's like the base. So it's like build and price when contacted dealers. So
yeah. No, overall, I think one area towards the rear, from the side angle towards the rear, that's where it really looks like a Porsche to me. The Taycan. But from the front angle and the rear angle, it's undeniably an Audi. One thing that I think is really weird is take a look at the front wheel, look around there, and moving towards the door, it looks like it's two cars pasted together. It looks weird. It's not smooth. It's an awkward transition.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm just looking at that now. That's because of where the charger is, probably.
Possibly. Maybe that's why it's like that, but it is shaped so... Like, it looks weird there, man.
It's a horrible transition. That's, like, all I see.
Yeah, I forgot about it from last time we tried to record this, and I just noticed it again, and now it's all I can see. And
I think from like a back 45 looking at it, it looks pretty good, but right on the side, like from the front looking at it 45, it looks real bad.
Yeah, it's just that one angle of the front 45-degree angle, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It looks weird there.
Yeah, it does, but on the back, it looks pretty slick, actually.
Yeah.
It fits a lot better from looking at the back.
Overall, I think it's an absolutely step up for electric vehicle styling, something that I have absolutely hated for a long time.
What?
And
no.
Electric vehicle styling? Brutal. And I'm going to click join the waiting list, but we are going to move on to our next vehicle, complete opposite direction from a electric vehicle. Something a little bit better for you Alberta fans out there. The 2021 Ford Raptor. Now, you go ahead first.
I love the way this thing looks. It looks like, I hate to use your word, but it does look menacing. It's like it's a strong truck. You know, it looks like it's going to get the job done for sure. Whatever you want to do with it, like off-roading, it's going to handle it pretty well. That's what it looks like. It just looks like a sweet truck.
I agree, absolutely. Back towards it kind of reminds me a little bit more, I don't know why, of the original Raptor. It looks a little more purpose-driven towards actually being a off-road, like a Baja, like race truck sort of thing, right? Like off-road race truck. I love how aggressive and wide the front arches are over the front wheels, popping out like that looks like 2 inches past the headlights compared to the original or the regular F-150.
Yeah, it looks sick.
What do you think of those 3 amber lights above the Ford grille?
They're subtle, but they add a lot.
I think they add a ton. I don't know why. Like you said, they're subtle. They look like nothing. But they definitely do something. They look sweet. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's just it's another beautiful Raptor, and it's it's undeniably Raptor and definitely an F-150, and I think
it just looks, it's got a 10-speed paddle shifter in there, and it says at least got 450 horsepower.
Yes, and then
so it's a V6, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. Like, it's not going to be horrible on gas, but it's still going to rip around.
Yeah, so this one's a V6 EcoBoost, and the Raptor R for 2022 will be a V8, which is going to be unreal. Rumors are it is the GT500, Mustang GT500's engine. That thing will be insane. And probably worth like $200,000. Like, how much is that going to cost?
I don't know. Depends on how many pre-orders they get, I guess, you know? Yeah.
No, I'm really interested, and I'm really excited to see these in Sherwood Park, because you know there's going to be at least 10.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be all over. They're going to be popping up like crazy.
Yeah, and obviously it's a pickup truck. You're going to be able to use it for towing and stuff if you need it.
Yeah, and the cab's going to be I think it's like a little bit bigger than the regular F-150, isn't it?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Do you have any fact to that?
Like, compared to my F-150, a Raptor is more spacious inside.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's completely usable. You can drive this thing every day. And in style, with a little bit of noise, And if there's a traffic jam, you can just go and drive across the farmer's field to...
Okay, so the older ones used to be called super cabs. The new ones aren't going to have that offered.
Okay.
So yeah, the older ones were more spacious. I was right.
I like the interior. Now, you have a last generation F-150. The center console and stuff, I can't remember exactly. How much different is it to yours?
It's quite different. These new ones have that, oh my god.
That's a huge screen, too.
Yeah, no, the screen's a lot bigger. Like, the center console is going to be, it's about the same size as what mine is.
Yeah.
Like, the shifter in the middle. Why can't I think of the name of it now? That apparently, like, folds down.
Yeah, it folds down, and you can bring out, like, the desk thing, which I think, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't really know how to explain it. It's on F-150 commercials.
It's on the commercials. You see it on the commercials all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's brand new. Like, and the steering wheel's a little bit different, too.
Yeah, it's a little more... And looks a little more sleek and updated. The
speedometer and all that stuff is all electric now, because mine aren't.
Yeah, you still have an analog one, right? Yeah, these are complete screens, they look like. And those paddle shifters are huge. That'd be awesome. In your truck, you're just paddle shifting around. Yeah,
it's a 10-seat, so you're constantly paddle shifting.
Exactly. All right, we got one last vehicle to move on to here. That is the Genesis X Concept. So, like the name says, it is a concept car. And what do you think about it here and its looks?
Well, for starters, I don't quite understand this like line headlight thing that they got going on. Have you seen that? I don't know. I'm on Car and Driver, so I don't know what pictures you're looking at.
No, yeah. So they got that's Genesis' new style. Obviously not to this extreme. So for you who are listening, Genesis has added their two-streak headlight kind of thing that they've been doing on recent cars coming out of the grille. Only these go all the way around the wheel, and they end at the door. It's weird how they end at the door. I don't see that... I don't see that being legal in reality, but it does look kind of cool.
I don't think that part probably turned down. It's probably just like a side... reflector
type of thing.
Yeah. Also, it doesn't have mirrors, right?
Yeah, it's got cameras, which again is illegal in North America. Like I said, it's a concept, but it's how many times am I going to say this today? I need a different word for it. It is, of course, a Genesis in its styling. It has that Genesis front grille and the similar headlights, but I think it looks super sporty and it looks like it would be fast.
I do like the tail lights, though. The tail lights look really cool. Like, without they don't go all the way around. They kind of just like
similar styling, but it stops at
it's the same, like the two things, but
stops at the rear panel.
I hate how it goes past the wheel. I hate that. I like that it goes all the way up the wheel, and then if they just stop there, I think it would look a lot better.
I agree. I think it would look really good there, too. So we don't know much about this concept, but it is Genesis' fifth concept, and they described it as a EV-based GT. Now, Motor Trend, for some reason, thinks that EV-based means that it's 100% electric, but for me, that sounds like a hybrid. I would assume some sort of small engine in it then, if they're making a point of saying EV-based. So it probably the electric motor would be the main part, and there would be some sort of small engine for just a little bit of extra oomph, which as a petrol head, as a car lover, I think that's awesome. That's definitely better than going EV, because if this thing goes EV, I won't even mention it in my life again.
It's I guess the only complaint I have is the two lines going past the wheel. The rest of the car looks really nice. Like, it's very sleek looking. It almost looks like a spy car, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of it. Hey, like it doesn't have a lot like popping out at you, so it like feels like it can go unnoticed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looks luxurious.
Yeah. Yeah, the straight-on view, I think, too, is just... It looks awesome. It looks menacing. Have to throw it in there at least once an episode. But it does. It's super wide from the front, and the wheels are wide with aggressive arches over top of them. That front grille is super aggressive, and the air intakes underneath of them look sweet as well. They almost look Alfa Romeo Giulia-esque, which I think helps widen that car and give it a little bit more presence. And overall, I think it's a beautiful car. I'd love to see Genesis make it, and if they do, I'll have to get behind the wheel somehow. Shout out to Genesis Edmonton, who's going to give me a drive in it. Just voluntold them.
Absolutely, and they have to listen. We're a huge podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're at, I don't remember, somewhere around 6,000 listens. That's a big deal, man.
Yeah, that's doing pretty good. We're doing all right.
We're
certainly trying better.
In a city of 2 million, Genesis Edmonton's going to have to listen to us with our 6,000 listens.
Yeah, I would assume so. Maybe someone working there, just like, hey, I heard these guys wanted a test drive. We should give them one.
They have, I don't know what I should say. They have offered me before. I just haven't been able to make it out because it's far from my house and I've been busy. But at some point, I will get it in Genesis and we'll talk about it on this podcast.
Absolutely, we will.
All right. Yeah, the interior of the X concept is kind of just...
Yeah, I like the like leather brown. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's not... The interior is the fakest part of this car. As usual with concepts, that's not what it's going to be like. That's just what happens. It looks...
But if they were to go with that styling, like that color, I guess, I think it would be sweet.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. For me, Chili, anything you got to say?
No, just stay safe and avoid large crowds, I guess. That's about it.
Yeah, thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Subscribe, leave a like, whatever you got to do on your platform. Shout out to our substantially growing viewings in India. It's awesome to be multicultural like that. And
awesome.
Yeah, South Korea as well is big on our YouTube channel. So thank you guys for watching. And yeah, we'll see you next time. See ya.
Yeah.